Okay, welcome everyone. My name is Nick Taylor here at Bellinghome School of Music, and today we have Lee Pence here for the 335 series.
Good morning.
What are we talking about today?
We're going to talk about tritones. We're going to use great big red guitars, Gibson 335s this morning. We're going to talk a little bit about tritone substitution and how you would actually apply that in a 12-bar blues to give you a few more options. When you're at a jam or wherever you are and you want to do something besides just a pentatonic scale, you're going to be able to use what you've already got, place it in a different place, get a different sound. When I talk about tritones, first of all, I'm talking about 3 steps between any 2 notes. This morning we're going to be working in A, and so I'll start with recognizing A dominant 7th. I'll start with G, A, B, C sharp, step, step, step. Tritone. Okay, a tritone exists when you have 3 steps between any 2 notes. When I look at an A dominant 7th, I see that my tritone falls in G and C sharp. In this chord, you probably know A dominant 7th in many different forms, but when you play an A dominant 7th, meaning just a triad, root, 3rd, 5th, dominant 7th, or flat 7th, that tritone is always going to fall that way. In the 1-4-5 context, just briefly, because the guitar is laid out the way it is, a symmetrical instrument, I go half step down with both, and I have the tritone that falls in D, the 4th chord of a 1-4-5. Move it up back a half step, I'm back at the 1 chord. Move that up a half step from the 1, and I'm in 5. I'm at the 5 chord. You may have to watch this twice just to pick it up. Sorry, I'm going a little fast here, but what I'm really doing is playing the 1, the 4, the 1, 5, and I'm just focusing on the root and the tritone of the chord. That's all I'm doing. So it can be very powerful. You want to play just a 1-4-5?
Yeah.
And if you can just focus on the tritone or bring those notes out.
Yeah.
I'll just play just a blues using so far just a pentatonic scale across a dominant pattern, 1-4-5 pattern, so you can find out. It'll put that in your ear for starters. So.
1, 2, 3, 4.
See, I really tried to focus on those tritones falling in the chords. A tritone will always exist in at least 2 chord forms. Here, you have that A dominant 7th. We know this for sure. I've got my 7th, my dominant 7th, and my 3rd. But what happens when I reverse that and make this, instead of my dominant 7th, a G, I make it my 3rd? G will be the 3rd of what chord? Turns out that it's a 3rd of E flat. Okay? Here's this tritone, I'm sorry, falling in an E flat dominant 7th chord. It's also falling in A. 2 notes that it has in common. And so, you've heard this motion. Probably a lot. That's why it works. Instead of just hanging on A, I'll go to E flat dominant and move down to the 4 chord. It creates that tension and it wants to go somewhere. Here's how I'll use it in a 5 chord. coming down from 5. This 5 chord E, there's my tritone falling inside this E chord. But it turns out that tritone falls within A sharp as well.
Yep.
Okay? So you want to take a 1-4-5 pattern from 5, and Nick, can you substitute in the A sharp for the E dominant in the turnaround? Probably doesn't make a lot of sense at the moment, but when you hear it, you'll go, oh yeah, I've heard that before.
Sweet.
So
yeah, I can do that. Yeah, then maybe let's just do a whole, let's do 2 times through the form, the whole blues, and you can try it first, and then I'll try it second.
Okay, yeah, hey, that's great. Yeah, I'll do the comp second, you do the comp first.
Yep.
Yeah, done deal.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4.
Here it is. So even if I went to the dominant 7th chord, when I'm using the 5 turnaround, you could still play something that's compatible with an A sharp dominant 7th, and it's going to work across that E dominant 7th. It's great.
Yeah.
So now you can you can take that lick and use it that way. Last tritone quick tip here of the day. So I've got, again, the E dominant 7th chord. I know that I've got my tritone in here. I've established it's the 5 chord of just my A blues. I've established that I can use an A sharp across that. It turns out, where else does this tritone now fall? G sharp diminished. 3rd of E, G sharp, dominant 7th of E, there's my D. Just an octave up. So now if I've got a diminished lick that I like, or a movement that I like, I can substitute that in for the 5 turnaround. You want to try it?
Yeah, let's give it a try. Same thing?
Same thing.
Maybe I'll go first and you can finish it off.
Done
this
deal.
time.
So here we go. We're going to start a 1-4-5 from A. 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Here it comes. So when that 5 turnaround comes, I can pushes you right back to the root. It'll push your ear back to the root every time. So that's some just tritone quick tips this morning to get you out of the pentatonic set. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but you may have a desire to have more options and use some of the same things that you already know, just put them in a different place. I should mention, if you want to go ahead, take your guitar playing or your musicianship to the next level, you want to move toward jazz, country, rock, whatever it is that you're hearing, give Nick a call here at Bellinghome, and he's going to be able to hook you up with somebody who can take your playing to the next level.
Right there, that guy right there. We have, as well as some other people too, and plenty of talented teachers here at Bellinghome, and excited to, of course, have Lee into the studio again. Thanks for coming, Lee.
My pleasure.
Yeah,
lots of fun.
For sure. We'll catch you guys next time for the Bellinghome School of Music 335 series.
Bye now.